And I literally jumped on stage and sort of like did all right. I was out muscled and stuff like that. But what I realised, Jen, was that, gee, I did all right because I was in condition. And anyway, so the next year I got the bug. So I come back next year and I did this season 2. And then I literally won a show. And then I was hooked. And then I was hooked.
That's huge. Oh, thank you so much, Matt, for your time. And we know you're really, really busy. And good luck with all your regional travels.
Your product appeals to people that are looking for an all-natural alternative. Correct, yeah.
Hi, it's Jenny from Real People of the Sunshine Coast here, and today we're with Bridget Woolnough from Cocoa Pod Handcrafted Chocolates.
You get that feeling of surprise and then it goes away so quickly. Mm-hmm. So music is kind of losing its value in that way. Like, we don't connect with music that easily. It doesn't easily surprise us because, you flick the channel, there's other people performing and your eyebrows are already as far up as they can go, so then they can only go down from that point.
I guess what you're looking at here, again going back to that they all look the same, they're not the same. So we might have row 1 purpose bred, genetically purpose bred over...
It's a project team that really puts the whole thing together. You don't do it on your own, but I guess it was my vision that we established this store to reflect the vibrancy of that actual community.
Hi, this is Jenny from Real People of the Sunshine Coast, and I'm here with my partner Lisa Harrison, and we're just doing a wrap-up of season 2, which is now done and dusted and locked away. So we had a busy season again this time, Lise?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the people that we met were just outstanding, and one of the highlights for me was actually going into the chocolate factory with Bridget. Oh my God, that honeycomb!
I've been there a couple of times before, so I knew what to expect, but I still love going there. But it was great to see that actually take place and to hear about Bridget's journey from, a home-based business into the factory that she's now got. So that was actually really interesting, and I think a lot of people got something from that as well. A highlight for me, if I had to pick one, it certainly got my children talking, was walking amongst the cannabis plants at Medifarm, yes. And it's not something you do every day. And it's funny, I don't share this stuff with my children, and they're both over 18, but they were going, "What the, Mum?" So I had to explain to them what we were doing there.
And if we had smell-o-vision too, that'd be quite funny.
Well, I still say it smells like mint. On a serious note, it's quite incredible what they're doing there, and I think wouldn't it be great if the Sunshine Coast started to have more of these farms where we actually saw that as an opportunity for farmers that perhaps don't want to do cane farming anymore to actually get into growing medicinal cannabis. Obviously, there's a lot of legwork and legal requirements involved in doing that, but I think we've got certainly lots of sugarcane farms that are no longer being used that could potentially open up opportunities for farmers.
I think also it highlights that collaboration is the way of the future. It's a really important aspect of all businesses because we can't be everything to everyone and to support each other and we're so lucky and what we've seen through our interviews that collaboration is a big part of their businesses.
Yeah, I agree, Lise, and that came through quite strongly in everybody we talked to, whether it's Ros White and the way she partners with so many local producers wherever she can, and that's not just in the food and agribusiness sector, that's also in their new building at Baringa, or the new store at Baringa. Where she can, uses local architects, local bankers, local lawyers, local
the refrigeration guy too,
yeah. So that's where she can. She absolutely does that, and I think that's great to see, and she should be commended for that. In like all businesses locally that support local people, and this is something that I get on my horse wagon a bit or my soapbox a bit about from time to time. But for businesses to grow locally, we also have to, and to employ people locally, we have to support them because they can't continue to support local people if we don't shop there and support them. So it's really important we all do our part as well.
So Jen, our Real People of the Sunshine Coast project has become very successful and widely spoken about, but this is not the only thing that you're doing. You're really busy doing lots of other things around the place. Do you want to tell us a bit more about you?
Well, it's our passion project, and that's why I love what we're doing here. And yes, we do manage to fit it in amongst everything else we're doing. I'm the chair of the Sunshine Coast Business Awards, as you're aware, and you're a judge on the Sunshine Coast Business Awards. Yeah. I have my own marketing communications business, and I do a bit of emceeing as well as, the need arises. So those things just all keep me busy, and just doing my bit for the region where I can. A bit like you, though. You've got a lot on your plate too. Tell us about how your PhD's going.
Yes, well, it's going. I'm chipping away at it. Hopefully be finished in the next few months. It's, as anyone who's done a PhD knows, it tends to blow out a little bit.
And it's on social media management?
No, it's actually on social media influence. So basically understanding how those people who have been able to gain an influence on social media have done that. What skills and personality traits also helps with that, with influence, and also once I get I've actually developed a theoretical model around influence on social media, which I'm then now developing into an education platform.
Fantastic.
So the reason I've done it is because I have teenage children, and I just want to educate people on effective use of social media, not necessarily to become influencers, but just to have the confidence to use social media as another tool in your career path, or whatever sort of reason why you want to use social media.
What else have you got on this year?
What else have I got on? Lots of little things. I'm working with local government, actually doing a lot of travel all over the place to local government councils, Aboriginal councils, and I work with them usually over a whole day building their communication strategies, and that's been interesting to see how diverse our councils are, particularly the Aboriginal councils compared to the mainstream councils. So I've loved meeting each and every one of those, and they've always been so welcoming, and they just want to connect with their community in a positive way. So being able to help them do that has been quite rewarding as well.
Well, they've got the right person for the job by the sounds of it. So, in a nutshell, we're gearing up to launch season 3 in a couple of weeks.
Yes. How exciting!
Absolutely, which will be our last one for the year.
Yes.
And then we'll take a much-deserved break over Christmas. But I think we've got some great people lined up for the next season too, across a range of industries, and all diverse again, with very interesting stories to tell.
Absolutely. And what we love about this concept is the variety of businesses that we are able to talk to.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you'd see that too recently from judging the Sunshine Coast Business Awards, that we are incredibly blessed to have so many unique and innovative businesses on the Sunshine Coast that it's an honour and a pleasure to be able to showcase so many of them. And I'm looking forward to showcasing some more next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do this.
Righto. And we'll see you next season.